Hey everyone, it's Serge from SN3 Gaming. Today's video is a bit of a different one. I got a request from somebody who was looking for help on setting up triple monitors for Elite Dangerous. Uh, when I was looking around to get that set up, I actually had some trouble, and it's a bit of a struggle to get this game set up to triple screens. So I found a way to do it, and I wanted to add to the fray of videos since there's not many out there to so people can search easier. I found this through Reddit, and then the person who did it beforehand uh, put his own video on there. But I figured I'd do one too, because like I said, it's easier for people to just be easier for people to look for than that. I won't be doing any like triple monitor videos for racing games like iRacing. There's plenty of them out there. In fact, I strongly suggest you go to Trauma Team Racing. He's doing how to set up triple monitors, sorry, triple monitors for almost every uh, big sim racing game available. He's already done one for iRacing, of course, and Assetto Corsa, and ACC. I think he just did one for Dirt. And so yeah, you should check him out. He's a great guy. He's of course a medical professional, so you're definitely getting some really good advice from someone in the medical field who knows how. So he's a really smart dude. um, but over here, I figured I'd do it for Elite Dangerous because, like I said, there's not many out there, and I wish Frontier would make it easier to set up three displays. I know they're more reliant on just one display, like an ultra wide display with head tracking or VR, which both are really cool options. But if you have a three monitor view, it's really good too. I think it's really cool. We're not going to be doing the NVIDIA Surround. I personally am not a fan of NVIDIA Surround. I actually tried it the first time, and for some reason, every time I put it to sleep, my settings get messed up. So I kind of just gave up on it. I also don't like how it looks, like my desktop looks on it. It's like this giant white like wallpaper thing, and it's just a mishmash of stuff that I'm just not a fan of. And my monitors are 1440p, and it tries to upscale it to 4K, and I'm like, no. Even though I have a 3080 Ti, but I don't. I'd rather just keep everything at 1440p or below. That's good enough for me, and it helps with the FPS and everything. So let's get started. As you can see, we are on this site for custom resolution utility. This is what I found to be the best item to download for my setting. I know there's another version, there's another program that people will use for 1080p, but this for me was the best one. I tried the other program and it just didn't work for me. So you go ahead and download this item. Downloads right over here. Links will be in the description as well, because you're going to need this program, and then you're going to need to go here to Borderless Gaming. And this will, you want to download this and then set that up. Because what Borderless Gaming is going to do, because you're going to have to put this game in window mode. But in window mode, there's no like, you're going to, of course, see the annoying like borders on top and everything. And of course down here, and you don't want that. You want a full clean screen. Unfortunately, Elite Dangerous doesn't have that really well set up. I mean, and so with that, you download this. So you're gonna set that up, and so of course they'll be on your downloads. Borderless Gaming is more of a setup thing. The custom resolution utility is a zip file, so you're gonna unzip that. See, here's the other one, the DRS tool. Like I said, I tried it and it did not work for my 1440p monitors. I don't know why. I think because it's trying to have them set as a TV resolution instead of a monitor resolution, and I guess 1440p isn't really there. So I went ahead and just ignored that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click to CRU 1.51, and then you click on CRU.exe. They'll tell you yes. And so here are so here you are at this screen. Now, first thing you want to do is you want to go up here and you want to go to your main monitor. Mine always starts on my like fourth monitor, my top one, but in reality it should be going to the first monitor. Just check on here. And normally, like, I have my three main monitors are all the same one. So, but the first one should be monitor number 1. And as you can see, I have this already set up. So I'm just gonna go into a little detail here. So you're gonna be going to the extension blocks, and then you're gonna click Add. I'm not gonna click Add. I'm gonna go to Edit so I can show you. Well, actually, you know what? Let me show you through another monitor. I'm not gonna do any changes on here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click Add. And over here, now when I read this other person's tutorial, which I can't think of their name, but I'm gonna look it up and credit it on the description, because if it wasn't for them, I would have been very frustrated and stuck. He said click display ID. Now I don't know when that was last updated, but I have 2 display IDs. So what I did is I made I added both just to be safe. So what you do is so let's just click this 2.0. So then so that's gonna show up, and you're gonna click Add. Detailed resolution, and then you're gonna click Add again. And so here it is. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna times this by 3. And you know, I'm bad at math, so I'm gonna have to calculate mine real quick. Apologies. I should have thought about that beforehand. So of course 2560 times 3 is 7680. So of course that's the entire, you know, that's from that's horizontally, that is from one end of the monitor, from the first monitor to the other end of the third monitor. So you put 7680 and click OK. Now I'm having an issue. I had an issue last night, but I'll get more into that later. So all you're going to do is click OK over here, and that should be it. Now I'm done on my end, and I'll show you how it looks with the other monitors, because I'm not going to do that with this one. So here you go with these 2. Now let's go to edit real quick. Yep, you're gonna edit again. Now here's what I did for these 2 profiles. I kind of put 2 in 1, because by default it's gonna, when you get into the game, it's gonna give you up to 60 hertz, and my monitor is 165 hertz. Now I didn't care, because in the Elite Dangerous it's not really like FPS heavy, and at 60 FPS it's looking fine. I mean, I think it still looks great. It may even still be running better. But I noticed when suddenly iRacing was starting to get to was stuck at 60 FPS, which I knew that's not the case, because when I did the triple monitor setup manually, it should get up to 165 hertz. So I decided to make 2 profiles here and just keep it at 160, and it looks like that was working. So if you have other games on here, and you don't want that interfering, I think this approach will work. But you know, that's up to you. Again, I'm not sure. I could have probably chose which one, but you can if you want, because like I said, I did the same thing on here too, and I just wanted to, you know, just narrow it down. I mean, I could, of course, you know, narrow it further, disable one and check if the other one works, or so forth. But honestly, it's working, and save for a couple of tweaks here and there, this should get everything done. So once you're done with that, once you're done with everything, click OK. And then you're going to go to this option, Restart 64. I'm not going to click it, but what's going to happen is it's going to restart all of your monitors. you may, if you have multiple wallpapers like I do, it's going to restart all. It's going to set it back to the default wallpaper, and you're gonna have to, you'll change it. I think there was one occasion, and I don't know if it was because I was doing the reset all or the restart one. It like one of my monitors was flickering weird, and all you need to do there is just reboot your computer and it's fixed. But otherwise, it will just have. I just went with restart 64, and that's been fine. And once that gets restarted, and you know your PC will pop back up, it'll tell you, you know, run in safe mode, restart again, or exit. I went ahead and exited. And then eventually, when you get to your NVIDIA settings on your control panel, let me pull that up on mine real quick. The resolution is going to show up over here. And as you can see, it's at refresh rate 60 hertz. I don't know how to get, I wish I could get that up to back to 165, even for triples, because I think, you know, it should be able to do that, but I'm not sure how to do that. If anyone knows, if you can let me know, that'd be great. Otherwise, because when I try to put it to 165 hertz on the resolution utility, it won't show on Elite Dangerous. It'll just it just doesn't, acts like it doesn't exist. So I'm gonna have to do something, you know, if there's a way. I've looked online and I couldn't find it. So if you know a way, please let me know. I would be grateful. So in the meantime, so now that you got borderless game, you want to get borderless gaming set up. Initially, what's going to happen is when you start up borderless gaming, so I'll show you here. This is what it comes up. Now, the game program may not show up, like Elite Dangerous may not show up. You're gonna have to wait until Elite pops up when you start it up. And you know, whether it's from Steam or from its own or I have it through Epic, because Epic offered it for free a couple of years ago, and I bought Odyssey from there. I was originally a console player, and I transferred about like over a year ago. Of course, now, you know, they're doing transfers with all the stuff. I had to regrind it, but that's for another discussion. So eventually, when the game, you want to make sure it's the game client itself, not the, you know, once you click Elite Dangerous, and of course it'll have the play screen, not that one, not the launcher. It'll eventually come up with the client. So the client will come up over here. You're going to highlight the client, and then you're going to click this arrow over here, and that'll go there. I can't think if there's anything else you need to do. I don't think there is. I know if you use the other means, like the DSR means, there are things you have to fix, but over here, I haven't had anything I needed to do. So with that, that's really it. It's like I said, it's not, it's definitely, it's not hard, but it's just annoying because, like, you know, this game would be great with if they had its own internal triple screen. I mean, iRacing has it, and even Flight Simulator. I just went to the beta. I just joined their beta program and tried their triple screen setting, how to set that up, and it's actually really cool. I mean, at first I couldn't figure out how to start it up, but once I got it, and then you're able to make the adjustments and how easy it is, it's amazing. And I wish iRacing had a similar way, because all you need to do is adjust each monitor just based on a slider, and it's almost like the way, like, the one thing I do like about NVIDIA Surround was how easily you can align the bezels and everything else, because even now I still see something off and it's just like, oh my god, how do I fix that? Or, you know, it gets really annoying because most of the time it's me just having to move my monitor slightly here and there and fix that. So okay, well, anyways, I do have one more thing I wanted to show for everybody. So I'm going to try to put these in chapters so you can just go to the end, because at the end of this video I'm going to do a POV of showing you what everything looks like when it's all set up. and how you get there. But for now, I'm gonna mention about another item that I'm using for Elite that I got it for sim racing, but it's also a great item for this, and that's my butt kicker. And if you don't know what a butt kicker is, it is a little bass shaker. It's a haptic bass shaker, as you can see on this guy over here. Uh, I bought it just for racing. This is the version I got. So this is the Buttkicker Gamer Plus. It's $280. Now, if you think that's too expensive or not, that's up to you. There are ways you can get a bass shaker set up. You can use DIY. I mean, you can use an old like subwoofer speaker and attach it anywhere. You can, of course, I mean, there are different companies that have it. I personally think Buttkicker is one of the easiest ones, one of the best ones to set up, and a lot of sim racers swear to it. Now, for me, who also likes flight games and like space sims, like Elite Dangerous, I figured, hey, it should work on this. Now, this is the Gamer Plus is the one I got. Now, there are other programs for to set this up, like I think, but I use Buttkicker's Haptic Connect. Wow, it's one of those days, huh? I use the Haptic Connect software. Now, I think this only applies to people who own butt kickers, not any other bass shakers. So you can try. I mean, go for it. But I don't know if it's going to work for any other bass shaker other than a butt kicker. But you're welcome to give it a shot. And like I said, there are other programs out there that may work for what you have. But I know SimLab, I think it's SimLab. SimLab doesn't have a profile for Elite Dangerous. Yes, I know SimLab has other flight simulator games, but not for Elite yet. I know that's been requested by a few people, so hopefully one day they'll do it. But for now, so there's 3 versions of the Haptic Connect. There's the base version, which is free, which I'm assuming is going to be the setting that you're going to need. So all you got to do is just get the base version. Now, if you get the standard version and the ultimate version, the standard version comes with a couple of games that you can do. So when you get Haptic Connect, this is what it's going to look like. So the Game Connect is where you go to your game settings. So of course you're going to configure that. You're going to configure all that over there. So as you can see, I have it. I have all mine over here. I don't want to test because I'm going to scare the heck out of my cats. But once you have that set up, so I have it on iRacing set up. So as you can see, iRacing has, it's preset. So on it, so in actual, I don't even need to go set this up on iRacing. It's all like iRacing has a section on their options where you can set the haptics if you want. But this actually, you can do it on here. So I have it all set up over here myself, and it works great. I mean, I hear people say that other software is better, and that's fine, but this is just easy plug in and set it up. Now, of course, I only have these game options, and there are other games that you can buy as plugins, and they promise that they're going to have a bunch more coming by the end of the year. So I'm not sure if that's going to go. But if you want to get the standard version with the Game Connect, the standard version's $30. Now, if you buy a butt kicker now, like the Plus or the Pro, that's going to come, the standard's going to come along with it. So you'll get the download to get that. The Ultimate is the $60 one. That's going to be where you're going to get all the game licenses. Like, you'll always get the upgrade version. As you can see here, the base is free to use. Yeah, that's the audio routing. The Ultimate Connect will, unlimited lifetime releases. So I think I'm gonna eventually get that one, just so I can have everything if whenever I need. And you know, you never know. I might get into a mood to try another racing game or something else along the line. But of course, you know, iRacing is pretty approved. Is like the main one I play, and is apparently approved by iRacing, the only one. Um, but again, if you want to play it with Elite Dangerous, it's all you really need is the base version, which again is free. No game plugins are needed. Uh, all you need to do is just follow what their instructions are. So when you install Buttkicker, when you install Haptic Connect, have your Buttkicker plugged in and everything, you'll be prompted to log in, and then you're gonna. So this will go from here to this option. So this is the audio splitter. So the audio splitter is basically the sound mode. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a new input, which is the virtual audio device. And the outputs, of course, the first output you want to put is the Buttkicker itself. And then you want to have the sound split off to another. So right now I have it set to my speakers. You can have it set to whatever you want. Of course, you can have it set to your headset. This is my headset. And of course, I don't know why they ever have these, because you can't hear anything. So you have these set up. The wireless speakers is my PlayStation 5 controller, my DualSense controller. So I'm always amused when I hear that, because I think I actually use it for one game that sounds really cool with it. And I have a spatial audio, but I just keep it on. I keep it on my either USB speaker, my speakers, or my headset. So once you get that set up, then you go to your sound settings, and you can of course change that to the virtual audio device, but then every game, any program you're going to use is going to have the Buttkicker activated. So instead, I just go down here to the advanced device preferences, and I know Elite Dangerous won't be on, but let's say, we'll just use Discord as an example. So from there, you're going to want to put the Buttkicker virtual audio device there. And then once you click that, then you're good to go. Now, the cool thing is about that is then, like, you know, let's say you're playing speakers, but then you want to play on a headset because you're doing voice chat with your friend. You can just flip that on here, switch it over, and then you're good. And then you can always keep that open. The software isn't perfect though. I have had this sometimes, like turn it on and off, and then of course unplug and replug the amp where the Buttkicker is connected. But it's still a great program, and it's pretty easy to use. My only issue was that, like, I really do like the company, but they didn't really have a good instruction on how to use this, and someone who's not familiar, I mean, it's pretty easy once you figure it out, but unfortunately you have to, you know, learn how to figure it out, and, you know, get it figured out. And if you're someone who's new to this, at least for me on something like like a Haptic Connect program, you know, you're gonna need to learn how to figure that part out. So, and the site doesn't have a really good guide yet. They said, oh, we have a guide on how to do it, and I'm like, no, you don't. It's not good for anyone who's like kind of dumb like me. But again, but the thing is, like, if you have it in game mode and your game isn't playing, and you have the game set to like default as the virtual, it's not going to play music. But all you got to do is just click it here and then do that, and then it automatically switches over. So, and I also got it working on Final Fantasy 14, which I did turn down the music pretty low, because the one thing about this compared to the Game Connect is it's going to affect, it's customized to deal with all these items like RPMs, rumble strips, simulated road texture, gear shifting. In the audio split, it's going to react to anything bass. So if you're having music that's being played in the game that has heavy bass, you're going to feel that shake. Now, if you want that, cool, you know, that's up to you. But for me, like, I want to, you know, I just want it for the game. So I did on Final Fantasy 14, since I only stream on since I only play Final Fantasy 14 on this setup for streaming only. This was my I have it set. I have the music pretty down because like I play Final Fantasy 14 on a ultra wide monitor on my desk computer, and it's where I do things over there. uh, but yeah, like when I play it, you know what's cool is when you're on a mount, you feel the bass from there. When you're fighting in combat, you feel the bass there too. But with Elite Dangerous, yeah, the butt kicker is amazing because my favorite parts is when you just arrive into a star and you're flying past it, and you feel that you hear that that rumble. You're gonna feel it too, and it's like really cool. And then when you're in middle of combat and a ship explodes nearby, you're gonna feel all that. So it's very immersive, and if you're in VR, oh, the immersion is just gonna skyrocket. So I strongly suggest getting it. Is it pricey? That depends. Is it a needed item? Again, that's up to you. I mean, I do think, you know, you can, if you want to upgrade other things first, like a flight stick or something, definitely go with those before you get this. But this is definitely a really cool item. I will say this, I will not play without this. I was like that when I started playing sim racing with it, and now I'm like that with Elite and Flight Simulator. It's a really great setup. So okay, let's go to the POV view, and I'll show you what the game looks like now when it's all finished. So hang tight, and we'll get to there. All right, we are back, and this time in POV mode. As you can see, I am a big Final Fantasy VII fan with Tifa, Aerith, and Jesse. These art pieces are done by Liang Xing. If you can, I'll link their Patreon if you ever want to check them out. But yeah, I also have another picture on their fourth monitor. But yeah, you know, anyways, that's not what we're here for. So we're gonna start Elite, and I already have it set up for the 4 monitors, but I'll show you where to go to get that done. So you know, because when it starts, it's not gonna be automatic of 4th screen, and the borders aren't gonna show up. Sometimes these borders, as you'll see, the bottom borders will go away eventually. But when you'll know, it's like, there you go. You'll know when the butt kicker is working is when you hear that boom in the beginning. That's gonna end up. Yeah, that too. You'll know when that's when the butt kicker works. So eventually, yeah. So when that shows up, and then that'll pop up in the screen like that. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Options. Now, when you start Elite Dangerous, this is not going to show at first. Like, you won't even see that until you do everything that was done beforehand. So, of course, you're going to have it unwindowed, and then you're going to select that, and then it'll automatically convert the refresh rate. And then you're just going to click apply, and then it'll do the triple screens. Sometimes you may need to reset it, sometimes you don't have to. But of course, when you then get into the background, you'll have to do borderless gaming, and like I said, you'll move everything there. And sometimes I think for borderless gaming it's instant. So there you go for that. So once you have that set, it should be good to go. Make sure everything's on primary window. I don't like that borderless doesn't actually work like that. I do wish it does, but you know, maybe that'll be fixed at some point. But otherwise, yeah. So this is how everything's set up. We'll go back to main menu. This is my ship. I have an Imperial, my cutter. I was gonna say clipper, and I'm like, no, that's not a clipper. But yeah, that's my ship. An Elite. I'm on PC. If you're interested in playing, let me know. I'm on and off with Elite Dangerous. I tend to play for like a month or two, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll come back. But I think maybe mostly that's because of how it can be annoying to set up, because you got to grab all the accessories and do all this stuff, and I'm a lazy person, man. But in here, you know, I already have everything set up. Like, I have my throttle here and my flight stick there. All I got to do here is just take my wheel out of whatever car I'm driving, and then move my keyboard here, and I'm good to go. But yeah, that's it. If, like I said, a lot of this is kind of stuff that I've been doing on my own, just trying to figure it out. There could be other ways to make it work, and if you find a better way, definitely let me know. I think this is the best way for me, at least, and I hope it works out for you guys. Like I said, I hope eventually Frontier will give us a actual way to have triple screens. It's the, let me at least show you what it looks like. I also solo play because I don't like griefers. As it loads. And there we go. As you can see, it's all surrounded. I mean, is it as immersive as VR? Of course not. Nothing's gonna be as immersive as that. And oh, yep, I did multi-crew with a friend yesterday. Oh, what's the report? We killed a lot. Oh no, I don't want to block them. Yeah, that was my friend and we started playing. Yeah, we had a lot of fun here. But all right, yeah, let me stop doing that. But yeah, as you can see, it's not perfectly aligned, but I think that's more because of my monitor. And I will say that when you get into walk mode, it is a little disorienting. But I tried. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I hope Elite will set, where it's like we'll do triple screens for the flight mode, but then on foot it can switch to one screen, which I would totally be fine with, because first person on this is a little weird. I mean, I focus ahead anyways, so it's not too bad, but it was a little disorienting. It's kind of like, you know, how first person in VR can be disorienting for people. Well, anyways, that is all for today. If you can please like and subscribe to the channel, I'd be grateful. If you're an Elite Dangerous fan, I will attempt to make some Elite Dangerous videos. I'm not gonna be like the other ones, like oh my god, Obsidian Ant and Down to Earth Astronomy. Those guys are like great Elite players, and they have some amazing guides. I'm more of just, you know, a casual player. I don't even have any of the anti-alien stuff, which I really need. But anyways, let me go ahead and end this video so you guys can stop hearing me babble. But again, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys out there. Take care.